What's up guys, it's Aaronitmar, and today I wanted to talk about probably the biggest thing that I've seen talked about online in regards to the newest reveal of the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate game for the Nintendo Switch, of course. So a couple of days ago, we learned that the scope of the game is that it's going to include every single character that's ever been in Smash, and then some, because they're still announcing new characters. And not only that, we've also seen footage of every single character functioning in-engine, in-game. Their animations work, they all have at least beta moveset, so they're all working in-game. But one of the biggest complaints that I've seen online is that people are saying that the models look bad, the characters look gross. I really hope that this isn't the final game. And to me, that really just seems like a huge jump to a conclusion that, first off, doesn't really make sense in the first place, and second off, is a huge insult to the Smash team overall. We've got 5 games to look at when it comes to looking at the quality of Smash. Smash 64, Melee, Brawl, 3DS, and Wii U. And every single one of those games has been 99% polished. Obviously there's some things that slip through the cracks, but for the most part, those games have been amazing quality. Smash 64 may be the exception to this because 1, it was their first game, so there was really no standard of quality, and 2, it was the Nintendo 64, so the quality, even if it was at 100%, still wasn't going to be amazing simply because of the limitations of the console. But nonetheless, that game is still really, really good, and it looks great for what it is, so I really don't think it is the exception, but I can see why you might. And while you might not be a fan of Brawl's design theme, because it really looks like every single character went outside, rolled around in the mud, and then were put into the game, so I could see why you would think that Brawl wasn't too good quality-wise, but all of the models were still very, very up to par. It was just the aesthetic of the game for that time. So I really don't know why everyone is jumping on these screenshots and these very, very brief snippets of video and saying, oh, I hope this isn't the final game, because we still have 6 months until this game is out. The fact that the movesets function is impressive in itself. So much is going to change between today and December 7th when the game is released. And what's more, there's a really, really obvious reason and a great explanation for why all of the models don't look perfect right away. And that is because we saw literally every single character that's ever been in Smash working and functioning properly in the game. And that is a huge feat when you consider that this was the game's reveal, and there's still 6 months of development time. If we compare this reveal to Smash 4's reveal, Smash 4 had a fraction of the characters that we saw in Smash Ultimate. They had 20, maybe 25 characters to show for Smash 4, whereas Super Smash Bros. Ultimate had 65. Literally every single character that's been in Smash, plus Daisy, plus Ridley, plus Inkling. So I think it's insane to compare the two and think that the quality is going to match. If you browse the Smash website right now, you can see every single character working in-game. They have footage of every single character on their bio page. They're not cutscenes, they're not cinematics, they're not pre-rendered. It's all in-engine, working moveset, things like that. So that's amazing. The biggest culprit of this complaint is probably comparing Smash Ultimate's Wolf render to the gameplay that we saw in the trailer. Now don't get me wrong, the render does look amazing. The fur is so detailed, there's so much detail on his jacket, every nook and cranny looks perfect. And then of course you look at his game footage and it looks but that's because every character at the very least had to be functioning in-game in order to advertise that every single character was going to be in the game. Imagine if you had said that the game has every character, but then you didn't end up showing every character. People would freak out. They'd start to think, oh, this character isn't going to get in for some reason. This character, Snake, is going to have some issue and they're going to have to backpedal. So they had to show every single character in order to be able to say that every single character was going to be in the game. And think about how powerful the reveal was, where slowly we see more and more characters until finally Snake launches down on the ground with his electricity surrounding him, and we see those words, everyone is here. And now imagine if Wolf wasn't there because they didn't think he looked pretty enough, or they went for aesthetics over function and he wasn't working in time to actually show him off. It just wouldn't look good. They have to show everybody, even in a very, very beta state, in order to advertise that the game has everybody. The same can be said for Young Link. If you go and look at some of the images for him on the Smash Bros website, he's got weird hair pointies because the hat has sort of shifted where it's not supposed to be. So you see how badly the hair ends up looking underneath the hat, and obviously that's not supposed to happen, and that's just the result of a beta being shown off, basically. So the same complaint can be said, and I think it's still not valid to be worried about the final game based on these very early screenshots. They said in the direct that they could be making changes from now until December up into the tens of thousands, so it makes sense that there's still some things that aren't great. And every single character has still yet to be finalized for the game. I mean, Sakurai literally said at the end of the Invitational that he was taking a midnight flight back to Japan in order to be able to make it to work the next day. This man's life revolves around when he's developing a game and making sure that it is as good as he can make it for release date. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's assimilated a team that has the exact same passion for quality and his work ethic as well. So to say that you're worried that the models are gonna look bad come release day, I feel is a huge insult to both Sakurai and the whole Smash team, simply because have they failed us before? Very few models look bad in past Smash games that I feel that Sakurai has earned our trust in making sure that the game looks as polished and pretty as he can possibly make it. Plus, look at Fox. He doesn't look totally polished in the trailer and gameplay that they showed, but he looks better than Wolf, so we can assume that at the very least, Wolf is going to match the quality and the materials and things like that of Fox, so we shouldn't be worried that Wolf's gonna look bad. And everything I've said in this video can also apply to Ridley, who's another character that I noticed a lot of people said didn't look the greatest. Now, I really commend Nintendo for not pre-rendering anything, doing any cinematics or anything in the place of gameplay. Obviously, they did have cinematics because we saw the Ridley cinematic, but right after, we saw Ridley working in-game. So I think that really says a lot about the company, that they are very confident in both the product of Smash as a whole and in Sakurai and his team, and that they don't care about your complaining tweets online. They think that the gameplay speaks for itself, even if, you know, someone's arm looks jaggy in the trailer. Also, I think we should look at Super Mario Odyssey's reveal at E3. Peach didn't look super polished in a certain scene that they showed, and then you flash forward to where the actual scene is in the final game, and it looks beautiful. So obviously Nintendo focuses on function first, and then goes to making the game look good. And of course, that makes sense. You want to make sure the game functions well before you start to make it look good. If you've got bad gameplay and then make it look pretty, all you're doing is polishing a turd, and then what happens? You end up with crap all over your hand. So that's just something that I had on my mind. I saw all over Twitter and Reddit and things, people complaining that the models didn't look great, and I just thought it was a really crazy thing that everyone was complaining about and saying, oh, I hope this isn't the final game, when we still have 6 months until the game is out. If they drop this game tomorrow, then obviously these complaints would be valid, but we've still got till December, so I think that these complaints are a little invalid. But of course, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this down in the comments below. And of course, I'd love to hear what you think of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as a whole down in the comments as well, because I am so hyped. I mean, I wish the game was coming out tomorrow because then I'd have it, but we got 6 months still. I've said that a bunch of times in the video. We've still got 6 months, and I just can't wait. And of course, I'd love to know what you guys think about this format of video. Obviously, this is a little bit different than what I've done, where I'm looking straight at you. We are talking. It seems like we're having a conversation. I'm not just showing you only gameplay. So I'd love to know what you guys think of this style of video too. But that is going to do it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to hit the like button down below. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe because, of course, I'm going to be covering Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as much as possible leading up to release date, and then of course far after release date. So if you're new, be sure to subscribe. And man, does it feel good to finally have a title to say, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I was getting tired of saying Super Smash Bros. For Switch, because every time I did, I felt like I was giving out an omen, a bad jinx, that we were actually going to have that as the title, and I really didn't want that to be the title. So I'm so glad we actually have a title to say, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. But of course, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching. Peace out, you guys.